some of us have to still live like the rock and roll lifestyle.
I know, man. I get that every time, man. People are like, you know, you used to be a rock star and then you stopped drinking and it's not the same anymore.
Well, I don't know. See, like, I think what being a rock star is truly is distance from consequences, right? So
distance from consequences.
Distance from consequences, right?
Okay.
So you can't really be a rock star and be broke, okay? Because the bill comes due, and next thing you know, you like, all right, I can't pay rent, all right? Distance from consequences means I can throw the TV out the window of the hotel, and you just like snap your fingers at some like tour manager, and they come and they drop the black card, and no one even thinks about it, okay? You know, or like, you know, when it comes to the partying, you know, you just like, you do your thing, you're like, you just show up, you know, you've seen the Motley Crue movie, right?
Yeah, the Dirt.
Right? Yeah, like in that, you know, the whole like Tommy Lee in one day, like what he does, it's like the consequences for the actions are not relevant, all right, until one day they are, and you're like, you know what, no, I can't, it's not, you know, and that's when it's like the mythology kind of fades away.
Well, I have a theory about that. I'm glad we started right off this because it's so funny. I was just thinking about this the other night. I'm glad you brought up specifically the Motley Crue Dirt one. Because I wasn't expecting to talk to you about it, but it's just a thought, right? And, you know, we've both been around the industry for 20 plus years now, you a little bit longer. And in that, we've met all these people we're talking about, even, you know, some of the guys from Motley Crue. And we've lived a little bit of those lives as well and been around it. So I always wonder how much of it's fabricated. Because I'm not saying that they weren't crazy. I'm not taking anything away from them. Everyone pump the brakes. But I know when it comes to making movies, when it comes to telling stories, we like to fabricate a little bit sometimes.
Sure.
So how much of it do you think is put into that? And also, let's not forget that if these guys were that fucked up, I've been fucked up before in my life. I'm pretty sure you have too. They ain't remembering any of that shit, and they're the only ones in the room that are covering it.
Well, listen, I would probably guess that things are enhanced. But here's what you gotta remember. One, it's the 80s, all right? There's no cell phones.
This guy's got a point.
There's no like, you know, there's no one on Twitter to like, you know, basically blow your spot up. Like you could get away with murder, you know, and basically there was, you know, no one would know. Don't quote me on that.
You went dark as fuck.
I mean, metaphorically, get away with murder. But what I'm saying is, so remember that it's the 80s, and these guys were young, you know, and big, you know, they were bigger than anything. And It wasn't just them, like, we're honing in on that one band, but there's probably 10 bands that you could probably put in a lot of those stories and have had similar experiences. True. And I think it was, you know, basically from like the mid to late 60s to like, you know, the mid 90s, that period of time, it was just all out. People were going for it. And it was like, they said they didn't have behind the music yet. They didn't know how the story ended.
They didn't know that it was gonna happen. Okay.
You know, so.
You may be right. I get it. I'm saying.
Yeah. And it's culture. It's like culture. It's like the hippies, right? That was an era where people lived a certain way and they had a certain ethos and everything, a lifestyle that went along with that. And then we look back and some people go, oh, that seems weird, or I don't really connect to that. But at the time, that's what they were doing. And I think the idea of the 80s rock star and the excess and the, you know, there we go. Isn't that beautiful?
Continue though as you.
I need to savor this, all right? Because listen, espresso martinis are not all created equal. You go some places and it's hitting, some places you're like. You know.
I was very glad that you asked for that, because not only did I just happen to have all those drinks there, but.
Down the road. But it does.
Didn't you do that the last time with the French 75?
You know why? Because I'm trying to talk.
This makes my drink look so terrible.
No, it's really good. I'm trying to talk and drink at the same time, and just shouldn't do that. So, no, it's really good, actually. I'm going to get another sip. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's really, really
good.
It's
one of my recipes from my wife.
There you go.
But I did enjoy that drink. It's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to make myself a drink too while we continue, but
love it.
Keep going, man.
So no, I just think it's like, it's a time and a place. And then now, like, I think some younger generations might watch a movie like The Dirt or see, you know, like dudes in their 60s rave about all these crazy things they do, and they kind of look at you with a little side eye, and they go, you know, Dad, that's problematic, you know, and they ain't wrong.
No.
You know,
no.
but again, everything has a time and a place, and that's okay, you know. So, but I have like a lot of kind of, you know, I think for a long time had an infatuation with the mythology of rock and roll, and kind of, you know, living like an outlaw, living like not being a nonconformist, like just all the stuff that came along with it. Like
yeah, I would imagine it's the same kind of stuff that most of us gravitated towards when we wanted to play music, and specifically in the genre that we chose, right?
like you got to meet Lemmy, right?
No, I never met.
You never got to meet Lemmy.
No.
But Lemmy kind of, you know, died on his shield.
Right.
You know, he never changed his lifestyle. He did actually ultimately end up having a kid, but, you know, basically was still hanging out at the Rainbow and still
that aspect,
doing.
I heard that, yeah.
You know, but just his lifestyle never really changed. And part of me, like, there's a, you know, so I kind of romanticize that a little bit, maybe in the wrong ways sometimes.
No, I do too, and that's some of the things I love. And you're right, because I mean, like growing up watching Val Kilmer play Jim Morrison in the Doors movie, you know, that was something I emulated too. And like, obviously, that's going to be fabricated too. I mean, that's more of a biopic than anything.
You saying he
right?
didn't walk in the desert with a naked Native American?
Oh no, I guarantee that was real. That was fucking real. Him and Mike Myers in Wayne's World 2.
Absolutely.
Cheers, brother. On
Wayne,
that note.
if you build it, they will come.